Hello, and it is Wednesday, and we're going to be doing a video on those of you that are Taurus and in a twin flame connection. So it could be your sun sign, it could be your moon sign, it could be your rising sign, it could be your Venus sign. You could be watching this because your counterpart is a Taurus. It's sort of what is being captured this week. While I wait for my Palo Santo to catch. It is just not going to do it. Okay. No flame needed, I guess. And that kind of happens sometimes. Okay. So we're going to be looking at the surface of the connection, the what's hidden and subconscious in the connection, the direction the connection will take this week. Oh, well, that's interesting. They're all like, I apparently sat them on top of each other, all mismatched. So, where were we? The direction the connection will take what energy is going to be released in the connection, where the connection is moving to, and a message from the divine masculine higher self and the divine feminine higher self. So what is in store for Taurus in a twin flame connection? What is on the surface of the connection this week? What is surfacing in the connection this week? What is on the surface of Taurus? Okay. What is hidden or in the subconscious of the connection? What direction is the connection moving to this week? What is being released? For Taurus in a twin flame connection. And where is the connection moving to? Yeah. These are some really cool cards, guys. Okay, actually I should stay here. Yeah. So interestingly enough, we have the Two of Pentacles as the underlying energy. And it's paired with the Eight of Wands. And so the Two of Pentacles to me is more about like trying to ride the waves of change, because change is coming and a decision needs to be made. It's sort of like you can make the decision or the decision will be made for you, but it has to do with your physical reality. So with the Eight of Wands, this means that it's going to be coming quickly. Or what else I'm getting is that there's going to be communication. And I don't know if you or your counterpart are having difficulty with it, but there's like this balancing act right now where you're kind of struggling a little bit with, should I not? Should I not? So it's that's sort of your underlying energy for this week. Should I reach out? Should I not reach out? So what I'm getting very clearly as a message for those of you who are watching and who need to hear this, there's a reason you're second guessing yourself on whether you should communicate or not. And in order to figure out whether you should or not, you should really think about the intention of why you want to reach out. Is it because you need validation? You need the communication? Is it because you're in fear of something? You're worrying, or you think that things need to be a certain way? Like it's what's the intention behind it? Is it genuinely just wanting to send them love and opening up to them? or is there some ulterior motive as to why that needs to happen? So just keep that in mind this week. You're going to be a little bit edgy about that, and that's okay. So on the surface of the connection, we have the Temperance card, and this is about healing. There's going to be some balancing, some self-care. It's really forcing you to take care of yourself, and that's a really beautiful place to be. Because as you know, when you take care of yourself, your counterpart, the other half of your soul, feels benefits from the effects of that. So maybe that's definitely coming to a surface. You're really starting to define. Sorry, my candles are just dancing like crazy. So whoever's here is very like excited about this. Okay, so so that's coming to the surface in the hidden or in the subconscious part of the connection. We have the Two of Wands, and this is about needing to make a decision. So again, we have the decision energy, and decisions are coming and decisions are being made, but because it's subconscious, it's making its way through like the blockages and such to get there. So a decision is not going to be made necessarily, but the energy of a decision being made is going to be kind of bubbling under the surface. And that could be that antsy, like, I need to communicate energy, is because this is here subconsciously. Sort of being like, you need to make a decision, but it needs to be from the right place. And I'm seeing the solar plexus, because that's your state of empowerment, because this is wand and fire energy. It needs to be from a place of empowerment and not a place of feeding your fear or anxiety or trying to band-aid the fear or anxiety. So then we have the direction that the connection will take this week. And I always think the Nine of Wands is like a scrappy energy. It's like, this guy's duked it out. I feel like he's beat all these he's beat all these other competitors, and he's hanging on to this, like, he's like, I'm gonna fend off, and I'm gonna take on anyone who wants to scrap with me. So, sometimes this energy is sort of like each one of these steps is a trigger that you've mastered, and I feel like you're going into a space of you're kind of exhausted with it all right now. Like you've gone head to head with every one of these triggers that the connection has brought out in you, and you've been victorious because you're learning things about yourself, and you're confident enough to take anything on. But right now it's making you feel a little defeated and pissed off. Like, why do I have to keep doing these? So it's sort of like, just what I'm hearing is that it's going to move in that direction, and that's only so that you can heal the feelings of being beat down. And that's okay, because what it's going to do is going to release the energy. What's happening is every time you take on a trigger, you gain more clarity. You gain more clarity in what you want and what's good for you, because you're honing and refining who you are. Every time you take on this trigger, the stuff that created, it's sort of like, so for me, I'm trying to think of a trigger that would make sense. Let's just say, I can't even think of one right now, but I need, it's important that I try though. So, for me, it's sort of like constantly dropping everything to be there for people. That was a learned behavior for me, to feel like I could be accepted and belong. But that trigger for me, as I start to wake up into who I am, is helping me define what I truly need and what is truly right for me, and knowing that I don't need to drop everything every time someone needs something. I can take the time to prioritize my own life and then go into it. So, but again, that's only one of these wands, and there's many different other triggers from our childhood, right? So where I'm going with this is that every time that I deal with a trigger, just like every time you deal with a trigger, you're not going to be swayed so easily by the different options that are coming up. So in example, this guy can pick from any 7 of these cups, but they're not all good for him, right? So in order to understand what's truly good for you and not take any offer that feeds the narrative that you've been taught. So, you're not going to take this dragon because, you think you need it in order to belong. You're not going to take this head because you think it's going to be smarter and people are going to like you. It's things like that. So it's going to release the need to have so many, it's going to release the need to take on options that don't actually serve your greatest and highest good. I'm struggling with this reading for some reason. I'm having a hard time. I don't know if there's somebody that's struggling with their truth right now. My throat is kind of getting scratchy and closed off. So I don't know if that's for you, if it resonates. Find a way to release that truth. So where the connection is moving to, I think I forgot to say that at the beginning of the video as well. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This won't suit all Taurans. It may only suit some. And so whatever resonates, whatever you feel in your heart and soul, that's for you. Whatever you don't, that's okay. That doesn't mean it applies to you. It just means that it applies to somebody else who also needed a message. So where the connection is moving to is the Fool energy. New beginnings. So this is new beginnings. This is leap of faith. This is exciting, happy times where you've left all of this baggage behind you. You'll notice the Fool doesn't have a whole lot of baggage. And you're moving in faith and trust in the direction of your hopes and dreams or whatever you have planned for yourself. And that could be in this connection, just having that faith and acceptance and trust that the universe is protecting this connection, protecting you and helping you guide your way. So now we're going to go into the Divine Masculine. So what does the Divine Masculine have to say to the Taurus collective in this particular reading? What does the Divine Masculine have to say to the Taurus? Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Yes, there's a lot of needing to control, and that's not just for you, Taurans. That is for almost everyone in this connection. We think that we have to plan, we think we have to configure, we think we have to conform, control, and that's really just helping us pinpoint the learned behaviors that we have. We're really just placating the fear instead of just allowing the universe to guide us, allowing us to surrender. And judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Okay, so what I am getting from this, the Divine Masculine is saying, whether you witness other people's path or other people's journey in this connection or not, I feel like it's very specific to that. Everyone's journey is different. So what may have worked for one particular twin flame couple, it may not work for another. We are all different. We are all meant to break the mold, and everything needs to be organic because we are here to break the mold. We're here to break the mold on social consciousness. When it comes to unconditional love, it comes with the concept that things aren't supposed to be how we expect them to be. It's an expectation piece. So trust that your journey is unique, your challenges are unique. There might be some parts of some stories that you resonate with so that you don't feel excluded, but it's sort of to take just what works for you and what doesn't, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not, I'm hearing that if you take only what's good that you're not really dealing with the bad, or that you're wearing rose-colored glasses or something like that. So if that resonates with somebody, just know that that's not true. We get to create our reality. So let go of trying to control this, or trying to control your belief in this. I feel like this might be for somebody who is witnessing something happening, and they're not experiencing it, so they feel like maybe they're wrong about their connection, or they're doing something wrong and their connection has no momentum and things aren't going to come to fruition. But those are just fears, and that you want to control in order to stem the fears, but that just feeds the fear. So just be mindful of that, guys. Okay, so for the Divine Masculine's higher self, what does she have to say to the Taurus collective? Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Okay. What Divine Feminine higher self, what does that mean specifically? Can we get some elaborate on the reconciliation? Because I feel like okay then. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like, because I needed to elaborate, I needed their higher self to elaborate, because for all twins that are in any kind of separation, maybe it's minimal communication, maybe it's no communication, maybe you've never met, reconciliation could be for you. That could be anything. This is a little more specific. What I'm hearing is that reconciliation with your twin is not going to stem the fears you have. You have to deal with the fears you have around the connection, around the need for validation in what you believe to be true about the connection. You need to figure out how to do that, and sort of replace your fear with the insight of awareness, because that it's the whole denial piece. It's sort of like, it's again that old social conscious where we need proof. We need proof that things exist. We need to be validated by external sources. So it's saying specifically about reconciliation. Reconciliation will not come to stem your fears. Reconciliation will come when you have accepted in your knowing. And that's it. That's all. She's gone. It's like she dropped the mic and left. I don't know. Whoever's higher self that was, she was sassy. Anyways. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support. Be yourself. Love yourself. Be your peace. Love yourself. Share your light. And have an amazing week.